So everybody's been talking about Google's quantum computer. Many people have been pointing to this quote where it says the chip was so mind-bogglingly fast that it could borrow computational power from other universes, which is actually a misrepresentation of what the founder actually said. The cool thing is you can actually use this to teach you about your quantum machine. And if you heed this calibration, it can actually be very life-changing. So please watch because I'm giving you the keys. But first, let's start with quantum computing with a very, very oversimplified example. Let's imagine you're in a library. The librarian represents a standard computer. If you are searching for a book, this librarian will go through one by one, pulling it out, seeing if it's the correct book until it finds the book that you're looking for. A quantum computer is like having a magical librarian who can simultaneously look at every single book. It uses superposition to consider all the possibilities at once, which will significantly reduce the search time in this case. Superposition is how something can exist in more than one state or location at the same time. Example of this would be the double slit experiment. When you shoot photons through two slits, they exhibit wave-like behavior. But when they put an observation tool to figure out why, it collapsed that wave into a singular state and had particle behavior. So this is called wave-particle duality. Something can exist as a wave, which is infinite possibilities, and the act of observation or an observation tool forces it to collapse into a singular state. From infinite to finite. Stick with me, okay? Now let me show you how you are a quantum machine. You may have heard of people talking about quantum chumping, timeline shifting, reality shifting, quantum leaping. There's so many names for it, but let me show you how this works. Let's demystify the woo-woo and use loneliness as an example. Okay, so this line right here represents you. At the top is authenticity. It is you in your purest form. At the bottom is suppression of some form. When people talk about vibration, this would be considered low vibration. This is the spectrum with the top being high vibration. So you can encompass any point on this line. Every point has its own range of outcomes and possibilities for you. Generally, the decisions, the outcomes, the opportunities, they all fall within the range that is dictated by where you occupy the line. So let's say here's where you're at, and what's pulling you into these low vibrations is loneliness. Loneliness impacts the opportunities that are presented to you because it is a core piece of your decision making and the opportunities that your brain will recognize. It is a core part of your programming. There are so many different options out there, but you are blind to them because loneliness is blinding you. How do you make the jump? Well, the first thing you need to do is identify the shadow. That loneliness is actually a teacher, and if you're willing to sit with it, it will teach you what you need to learn to make the jump. So sit with it. Why do you feel lonely? When does it present itself? What are the circumstances around it? The beautiful thing about the shadow is it's you, so you don't need to mask or hide anything. You can be fully honest. So that shadow is going to highlight discomfort. That discomfort is what you need to pursue. Maybe there's things you just won't even let yourself look at. Why? You have that answer in you. All the answers are in you. At a certain point, you will have identified the causes. Where do you look for external validation? Why do you look for external validation? Do you need validation? Do you need someone to fill a void? Why do you feel like there is a void? Is there actually a void, or have you been conditioned to think there is a void? Then you'll come to a lot of limiting beliefs. The easiest way to handle them is to challenge them. They are very easy to break apart. They're very easy to poke holes into. When you see how easy it is to disprove these limiting beliefs, you will see just how much of it is programming from childhood, cultural programming, different things. From there, you can observe the beauty of your internal universe, your wholeness, your completeness, your magic. Honestly, words can't describe it. You just have to experience it. Only you can take that journey for you. No one else can do it for you. But you have the opportunity to shift the limiting belief of loneliness and change it to aloneness. Loneliness is simply disconnection from your self-worth. Aloneness is the opposite. It is connection to it. You can sit with yourself. You are comfortable within your energy. One is limiting, the other is empowering. It is detaching from external validation and stepping into your wholeness. You step into your power. You need nothing from anyone because you have it all within you. At that state, you can freely give. How do you jump timelines with this? Just did. It is that effortless for you because you do it automatically. You don't even realize it. You have gone from occupying this space on your line to occupying this space. These opportunities that always existed are now very apparent to you. You have literally shifted your reality. Now, do you remember what we said about superposition, where you can exist in more than one state or location at the same time? You occupy every aspect of this line at any given time. Just like the observation tool collapses the infinite possibilities into a singular state, you have the power to observe and collapse into whatever state you want to do. The potentialities of your existence all exist within the now. Everything. Not like, oh, some things, everything. Now, your highest timeline is tied to authenticity. This is why self-love is so important, because if you feel love for yourself, if you feel safe, you will have the courage to step into your authentic self. Authenticity is literally just the divine blueprint. It is the map that you were sent here with of who you can be. Your purpose, your calling. You have the instruction manual right here. Stop letting society dictate who you are. You don't fit into that broken system. And the coolest thing about jumping up and down that line, it has nothing to do with learning anything. It's all about remembering, and remembering is a very different process than learning. Now, you can keep improving your life like this, going one by one, where you can really amplify your growth by tapping into your quantum system. Again, you don't need to learn anything. You just need to deprogram. How do you deprogram? It starts with self-awareness. To become aware of your programming is to deprogram. I really hope this clicks with some of you because it is life-changing. I love you. Have a great day.
When someone crosses a healed empath, the concept of instant karma can manifest in a profound way. A healed empath has typically undergone significant personal growth and self-awareness, allowing them to set healthy boundaries, approach interactions with compassion and understanding. In essence, the instant karma received when crossing a healed empath often involves a combination of emotional repercussions. A shift in energy dynamic is an opportunity for the individual to reflect on potentially changing their behavior. When someone attempts to manipulate or harm a healed empath or try to control them, they're often met with an immediate and intense emotional backlash. This is because the healed empaths have developed a strong sense of awareness and emotional boundaries. Unlike unhealed empaths who might absorb and internalize the negative energy directed at them, a healed empath has learned to protect their energy and maintain their emotional equilibrium.